One of the facets of iron metallurgy is blacksmithing. Blacksmithing is the process of fabrication of different kinds of iron objects from blooms resulting from smelting. This act of fabrication follows the process of preheating of blooms, which are spongy ferrous masses of iron. In West Africa, and to a certain level most parts of Africa, blacksmithing that had been practiced for a very long time was done in deep spiritual observations. The reason might be deep appreciation of expected results or the concept of smooth process. Oluwole Ogundele tried to proffer some explanation to this. He stated that all aspects of iron metallurgy are awe-inspiring and cannot be separated in any neat way from religious and or magic. This underscores the reason why a great deal of ritual and ceremonial religion was or is designed for ensuring its success. This position tend to be a Pan-African reality. The spiritualization of iron production techniques was a central part of iron metallurgy in Africa. This means that Africans didn't see the process involved in iron metallurgy as a mere technical affair, but a fine combination of science and magic. In the West African area, this was a historic reality. Other members of the society saw iron workers as super craftsmen who combined unusual technical skills with magical powers. This earned them very high level of respect in their different societies. Blacksmithing in most societies in West Africa existed within African lines. This is because the activities tend not to be only for one person. Let us look into blacksmithing among the Igbos and the Yorubas in the present-day Nigeria. The Igbos and Yorubas can be found in the present-day Nigeria. In these two ethnic groups, workers in a smithing industry are mainly members of the same family. Apprentices from other families are as well considered in most cases. This explains the economic benefit involved in the business of blacksmithing. They produced and sold objects like machetes, hoes, shovels, rakes, and other iron materials. These were some practices that were conducted by some of the workers involved in blacksmithing and iron smelting. Ogundele went ahead to explain this in this way. He stated that most blacksmiths and iron smelters in West Africa abstain from sexual intercourse while carrying out metallurgical activities. This is to increase the chances of success. Blacksmiths' workshops among the Yorubas of the southwestern Nigeria are mainly made of simple shelters with low mud walls. The lowness of the walls is to create room for great ventilation, given the amount of heat produced as a result of fogging. There is usually one entrance to each smithy. In some West African societies, every blacksmithing industry had small shrine in the establishment. This existed mainly among the Yoruba societies. Ogundele tend to explain it like this. He stated that every smithy had a shrine of Ogun, the ancestral god of iron and war. Libation is poured to this god before and after a given technical operation. Pouring of libation is a follow-up exercise to praying to the ancestors for a successful operation. That is an operation devoid of accident and other forms of bad luck. Some of the materials used in smithing in West Africa were hammers. Hammers are useful in the process of blacksmithing. There are two major types of hammers used: the sledge hammer and the flattening hammer. The next was pokers. Pokers are metal rods used for stirring fire in order to allow more air to enter during fogging. This helps to keep the fire aglow. Another one was chisel. Chisels were used for cutting metals mainly when the metal is hot, and also when the metal is not hot. The chisel helps in creating different shapes. The next one is punchers. Punchers were used for boring holes in wooden handles. This was mainly used in the production of holes where metals are fixed to wooden handle. Next one that we have to look, that should be the last one, is water pot. Water pot is kept in a smithing industry in order for smithers to use it to cool off iron. This activity helps the blacksmiths to prevent accidents. When metals are very hot, the water pots or water in the water pot can be used to reduce the hotness. Well, the reality or the debate of iron having been brought into Africa by the Europeans tend not to hold water, because most of the iron materials found as archaeological evidence in Africa dated far many years ago, even before the coming of the Europeans. Please, if you're watching us for the very first time, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification icon so that anytime we drop a new content, you'll be one of the earliest persons to be notified. Thanks for being part of this channel.